Hello everyone, well I'm coming back now to share with you this cross-stitch pattern that I got from sevengreat.com. They very kindly reached out to me and asked if I'd like to showcase some of their products, and so I said yes, of course. And this is one of the items that I got. I've already given you a video with the unboxing, and there will be a link in the description box to the products that I got. Plus there is a discount code if you wish to use it. But just to say that this particular cross-stitch design is on their website for £2.88, which I thought was very reasonable. So it comes really nicely packaged with one of these Ziploc plastic bags, and let's get it out. So the instructions for how to do cross stitch are all on the back. How many strands you need to use, and it says here 11 count you use 3 strands to stitch, 14 count you use 2 strands to stitch. Then it shows you how to choose the color, if the design is printed on the canvas or if it's not, and then some details there about how to keep the product clean and what to do when you finished it, and then some examples of what the different stitches mean. So whole stitch, half stitch, quarter stitch, 3/4 of a stitch, continuous, back stitch, cast off, and French knots. So it's very well explained, which is great. So it comes, so this is the cover, and then it comes with an enlarged diagram of what of what you have to do. So this is the canvas, and you see it's quite small compared to this big picture I've got here, and it could be a little bit difficult to see what color goes where. So on the canvas, the colors on the canvas depict which threads to use. So for example, this turquoise thread here corresponds to number 9 and the color 472, and then for example the yellow is number 1, 208. So if I couldn't quite work out what I had to do, I can go here, and this tells me more clearly that I've got 3 stitches across, 1 stitch down, miss 1, etc. So, you know, for those who are of poor sight or whatever, this is a great help. And also this is a great help because you can keep this and you can do it again on a different piece of cloth. You don't have to have it printed onto the canvas if you're familiar with cross stitch, so that's good. Then at the bottom of this chart, it gives you all the colors and the numbers, and then it tells you how to do a half stitch and what that will look like. So a half stitch is just with a diagonal line through the square. So let's see if we can, so for example here, these have only got diagonal lines through, so you just do 1 stitch in that direction, and then the back stitch also is shown, and that's a solid line, so you can see like all around the outside here there's a back stitch just to highlight really the colors, and you can see this more clearly here, that here is the back stitch, which is like your outline, and here are the half stitches down here. So this looks like it's going to be a fairly easy pattern to do. And then here are the threads. So they come already carded up with all the numbers. So for this one, 1 to 13, and it's telling me again 14 count, 2 threads. Now the count is just the number of squares per inch. This isn't an inch, this is more like 3/4 of an inch, but it tells you the number of squares that or stitches that you're going to produce in an inch. And so 14 count is much denser, much smaller stitches than the 11, and that's why you use less thread, just two strands instead of 3. It also comes with a couple of needles, which is very handy. So that's yeah. So that's good. So basically this kit comes with everything you need. It's all very self-explanatory, and I'd say it would be good for even a beginner to do. And so I'm going just to do one little bit with you. So maybe I'm going to choose this turquoisey color, which is thread number 2. So just so we go to thread number 2, and now I've got I've got actually two long strands. I'll put one of these back, and as I said in my other video, that I like to have more than one needle, because otherwise you're constantly threading it up and unthreading it. So I like to have one for the different colors. Now this strand of thread, you can see it comes in 1, 2, 3, and there's 3 more there. But I only want 2, so I'm just going to take 2, and I'm just going to try and get these 2 out. Okay, so I'm going to actually cut it here because I don't want it terribly long. What I find is if you have a really long thread, it twists and it gets knotted. And I actually made quite a pig's ear of this. An easier way to do this is to take the 2 threads and pull them along the side rather than pulling them through the middle. But anyway, I will sort this off camera. It will be all right. It's going to be okay. You see, I've really knotted it up here, but anyway, I'll sort that later. So anyway, I'll put that back on number 2, so I know exactly where that comes from. And I'm just going to attempt to thread the needle, which I'm not very good at doing on camera. Let's see. Yep. Okay, so right, so I've got my thread, I've got my needle, I've got my canvas, and I'm going for this turquoisey stuff here. So what I do is I'm going to you bring the needle in from the back, okay, and you leave a tail just like so, and then you just go to the following corner. I hope you can see this. I'm going to do this little section all as a oneer. So again, you bring it in, you want to bring it in the bottom left hand corner. There we go. Right, and bring it into the top right hand corner. And again, bottom left hand corner, top right hand corner. You can do each square individually, but I actually find it easier to, if you've got a run, to do the whole row. So there we are. So that's the bottom to the top. So now I'm coming down. So I want the top left hand corner. There we are. Top left hand corner to the bottom right. Okay, bring it over to the top left. down to the bottom right. That square. It's easy canvas to work with. It's very smooth. Thread's not catching, which is good. And the last one. So there I've got my first row of stitches. Now with cross stitch, it's really important that you keep your lefts to rights in the same direction. So I have started at the bottom left. Right, so I'm just going to do this bit up here now. So I continue in the same direction. The starting stitch will always be bottom left to top right, or top right to bottom left, and the other stitch will always be top left to bottom right, because that way you get a more even look on your picture. Now you don't need to worry that the fact that there's a lot of colour here, you can actually see the blue behind the purple, and you might think, oh, that's going to show through when I finish. Well, no, because when you finish, you soak this in water, and all these colours go, because they're made from watercolour ink. So it's useful to know that. I was a bit skeptical at first, but so there we are. So I've done that first little bit, and so my next little bit is here, and as I'm going down the way now, I'm going to start at top right to bottom left. Okay, and again top right. So you can work in any direction you want, up or down, side to side, but always with that idea that you're going to put your needle, you know, the first of my stitches is always going to slant this way, and the second one is going to slant that way. Just so that we don't upset the lie of the weave. Okay, so there we are. There we have it. It's what it looks like on the back. It's not too bad. And I think, oh, what's going to happen to this? Now, as you continue to work along your canvas, this bit will get sewn in automatically. It's quite safe, you know, because, you know, normally we think we put a knot in things, don't we, when we're sewing or back stitch or something, but you don't need to do that with cross stitch. It's fine the way it is. And perhaps I should just show you how to. Okay, oh, this is interesting. So here I went top right to bottom left, but then I thought I want to do this square here, but this square is I've already got my needle in this top right. The thread is already here, and if I bring it up here, that stitch is going to get undone. So here I'm just going to go down to the bottom of that square, so, you know, but still maintaining the same direction, if that makes sense. Okay, it's better if you can to, you know, to have a good run of thread, because, you know, I mean, I could have cut that off there, and we could have, you know, undo individual stitches, but we're not going to do that, because it's better for the look of the piece if you can, don't keep stopping and starting, and, you know, so try to do as much as you can without you know, I mean, obviously without moving your thread a long way, but where, you know, where you can. I'm just going to go along here, right, and I'm just going to go up here, and then I'll go back and do the other way. So, because I've only got 2 more stitches here, there we are. I love doing cross stitch, but you do have to have good light to do it in. good eyesight. Yeah, just to be able to see. And with it being printed on the canvas, I don't have to think, you know, oh, I've got to sew three stitches to the right and then miss 3, and you know, because it's there, it's already there for us, so it's very easy to follow. So if you are a beginner, I would recommend getting one of these kits which is with the canvas already printed for you. Now, the problem here is I can't actually see what I've done. Okay, believe it or not. Okay, I think I'm coming down here. So this would be where it would be handy to look at the chart. Okay, because I can't actually see what should be in the middle there. So if I look at the chart, I'm here. So I've done these 2s here, and I'm here. So I've done these 2 and these 2. Yeah, these 2 and those 2. And then there's a 4 in between. Okay, so I've got it now. So it helps me to see what I need to do. Okay, so now I'm down here. And I think they've chosen the colours quite well so that they don't, you don't get muddled up. You know, I did get a bit thinking, oh, I should be filling in these as well, but this is actually a different colour from this dark blue. So, you know, you just need to remember what colour you're doing. So I just want to finish these 2 stitches so I can show you how to finish off. Okay, so I have to say I'm very pleased with this so far. I don't have any complaints. So the company is, you know, has good offers. So if you are interested, do follow the links below. And as I said, you can use my code. You can get 6% off with my code. And that code is forever. So, you know, it's not use once and that's the end of it. You can use it as many times as you want. You might actually get a better deal by being a first-time customer. I don't know. That's what they told me, that subscribers could get it at a better price than with using my code. So you just have to see, you know, which works best if you do go ahead and buy anything from them. Okay, so I'm up to the last 2 now. So, and you can see actually it does grow quite quickly. Now this is a, you know, this is there's a lot of different detail in this one, but you can get some cross stitches which where you've got long rows of cross stitch in the same color, which make it a lot easier. So for example, these ones, this won't take very long to do because they're all nicely excuse me, that's easier than sort of trying to weave in and out. Okay, anyway, so I've come to the back. I've come to finish off, right? Well, I can't just cut it off, all right, because then it might come loose, and that's the last thing you want to do. So what you do is you put your needle through one of the stitches at the back. Okay, you've got a loop, you just put it through the loop, and that is tight enough for you to cut off. But if you're not very sure that that's secure, you can just run it through the back of some of the stitches. Okay, so you just pick up the back of the stitches. Okay, and then you can cut it off. Try not, and then you can see that my other thread, which was hanging loose, has now got sewn in. So there we are. So those are that's the first bit done. That's going to show. So I'd like to thank this company, sevengreat+Cross-stitch, for inviting me to try out some of their products. Have to say that this is lovely. The phone stand that I got, I haven't tried it yet with the phone, but it does, in the pictures, it does say that this bit should stick, but it doesn't stick on in my you know, you should be able to hold it, have it higher up. However, it doesn't matter. That I forgot to say that there's a big space here, which is great for if you want to charge your phone. Let's see with the tablet. So for example, my tablet charges here, so you can put it on the stand, and you can put your charger in, and there's lots of space here, so it's not going to get bent or anything. So that's a real plus, isn't it? So I'm pleased with this, even though it doesn't stand up as much as they said it would. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Have a lovely day, everybody. Take care, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.